Kindiki, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, and former Deputy President Ruto-Uhuru-Gachagua were at the same event to witness the installation of a new Bishop Diocese of Embu County. The last any of these leaders shared a platform was during the swearing-in of President William Ruto in 2022 in Kasarani. President Ruto, Kindiki, and Uhuru Kenyatta were seated next to each other, while Gachagua was seen seated among other leaders and next to Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni wa Mushomba. Whilst the former Deputy President Ruto-Uhuru-Gachagua did not address the crowd, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta spoke briefly, calling on the church to pray for the nation and its citizens to live in peace and harmony. He also called on political leaders to avoid tribal politics and instead respect citizens.
Najua mimi sasa siku hizi mimi sina mastori mingi. Mimi naangalianga tu TV. na kusikia radio tu. Tuombee amani. Tuombee uwiano kati ya viongozi na wananchi. Tuache mambo ya ukabila na tupendane.
President William Ruto, on his part, took the opportunity to elaborate on the Kenya Kwanza agenda, including the Social Health Authority transition, the employment of JSS teachers interns, and affordable housing, asking Kenyans to be patient.
Ile kazi ya affordable housing. Mimi sasa nasukumana na hiyo affordable housing. Hata hapa Embu tayari iko 80% ambayo tumefanya. Tunajenga nyumba 1160 tayari inaendelea sehemu tofauti. Katika mambo ya matibabu, jana tunazungumza mambo ya matibabu ya universal health coverage. Hata mimi nikitoka hapa saa hizi, mimi nitapitia kwa hospitali hapa Embu, kwa sababu nataka nihakikishe ya kwamba vile tulikubaliana na hao wananchi, mambo ya matibabu isiwe starehe ya watu wadosi, iwe ni haki ya kila mwananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya.
Barely a month after Gachagua was impeached, Ruto and his former deputy have not been seen in the same event. Following his ouster, Gachagua has been sharp in criticizing the current regime, while at the same time mounting support in his Mount Kenya backyard. A day after President William Ruto responded to the church following the explosive criticism of the government, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki on Saturday took the opportunity to heap praise on the church. He commended the Catholic bishops for their contribution to development within different sectors.
Nichukue nafasi hii kutambua kasi kubwa ya kimaendeleo ambao imechangiwa na kanisa la Katoliki katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Kanisa la Katoliki limekuwa msaada mkubwa kwa taifa letu, kwa sababu shule nyingi zikiwemo vyuo vya elimu ya juu, mahospitali, miradi ya maji na miradi ingine mingi katika taifa la Kenya imedhaminiwa na kanisa la Katoliki, na kwa hivyo wananchi wa Kenya na taifa la Kenya liko na shukrani za dhati kwa kanisa la Katoliki kwa kuchangia katika maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya. We want to thank the Catholic Church for sponsoring numerous educational, health, water, and other projects that have gone a long way in improving the quality of life and the living standards of the people of Kenya, as a sign that the church looks at the holistic development of the people of Kenya, not just the spiritual nourishment, but also their socio-economic well-being. Ya mwisho, Mheshimiwa Rais, ni kusihi kanisa kuendelea kuombea nchi yetu ya Kenya. Tunatamani maombi ya kanisa na watu wote wa imani ili nchi yetu iendelee kuwa na umoja na nchi yetu ikuwe thabiti, ikuwe salama na ikuwe mahali pema kwetu sisi zote kuishi bila matatizo.
Following the statement given by the bishops within the Catholic Church, mixed reactions have continued to emerge among government leaders, some of whom have appeared to support the bishops, while others say that the bishops should have used an alternative way to criticize the government.
Sisi tunakubali kukosolewa kwa sababu inchi lazima ikae ikiwa na watu wanatoa maoni tofauti. Lakini mimi nakuomba bishop, mkitukosoe kama mmeuliza ukweli ya ile maneno mnatukosoa.
And we want to request the church to give the president space so that we can have our economy back in its rightful place na tusonge mbele kama taifa letu la Kenya.
It was very unfortunate for the bishops just to speak about the negatives about this government, which is not true. I'm really asking them to come out clean and be objective.
Bishop belongs to the church and the society. We all belong to the same society. In fact, nowadays, samani sisi tukienda Sunday school tulikuwa tunajipata tukiwa wengi kwa kanisa. Siku hizi kanisa imekuwa kidogo kwa wananchi ama kwa waumini kuliko ambao wao wengi tuko nje. Sasa hao wako na kibarua ya kutoa watu wa dhambi waingie kanisa.
Kama wewe ni mhubiri, ubiri kanisa. Wachana na mambo ya siasa. Kama unataka siasa, kuja kiwanja. Ya pili, kama kuna makosa kwa serikali, kuna institutions kama EACC, peleka ripoti yako.
So let us not become very emotional. Let us preach peace, and where these people have done wrong, let us correct with a lot of love.
Hata watu wa kanisa, Mheshimiwa Doni. Yeah. Wasaidie sisi tuendelee pamoja. Jana tulisikia watu wa kanisa wakiongea mambo mengine makali sana. We love the church and we continue to pray with the church and to pray in the church. But we want them to be fair and to be consistent. Consistency is very important. There are times when we have really wanted the church's voice to be heard, but we haven't heard it. Now things are improving. The country is now on a trajectory of recovery. Yet the church is painting a very gloomy picture. It's not fair at all. It's not fair at all. And we wonder why this is happening only after the broad-based government has been put in place. So we want to plead with the church to help us in these efforts to unite the country and to make our country grow economically in a cohesive manner.
The Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union has announced plans to commence the second phase of their nationwide strike in December if the government fails to honor their collective bargaining agreement by November 30th. Speaking in Kisii, where the union convened their annual general meeting for the Nyanza region, the union's SG Dr. Davji Atela stated that the government has ignored the agreement, which was also deposited in court despite the growing challenges facing medical practitioners. Among the issues the union wants the government to address are job promotions, payment of interns, and an increase in basic salaries, among others. The meeting brought together doctors from Kisii, Nyamira, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisumu, and Siaya.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens from Siaya County, citizens from Migori County, we are very sorry, but our backs are against the wall. Our county governments have abdicated their core duty to take care of their citizens, and therefore we want to remind them. We want to painfully remind them that they have to wake up and carry out their citizen-given, constitutionally given duties.
And there is a common feeling across each and every branch that government has dishonored the agreement that we signed with them. That there's a swelling disillusionment amongst all the doctors across every county that we visit. That from May 8th to today, November, we've had more than 15 counties that have gone on strike to demand the very things that we agreed with government and that were registered in court. And therefore, as we said last week, we are reiterating today, the doctors from Nyanza branch, that is from Kisii, from Kisumu, from Siaya, from Migori, from Nyamira, have joined other doctors across the country to give the government ultimatum that all the things that we agreed regarding payment of the basic salary arrears, regarding instituting the same in our pay slips, regarding payment of the interns who are wallowing with disillusionment in the hospitals, who are suffering, who are frustrated, regarding the promotions that come the 30th of November as we are doing our special delegate conference. So I can say without contradiction that if government does not respond to our demands or the things that we implemented, because we have initiated a contempt against all the governments, 47 government and national government, that if they do not comply to this, that for sure in December we will have a nationwide strike. 2024 will go down in the history as the only year that doctors had to go on strike twice.
Detectives in Nakuru are investigating what is believed to be a child trafficking ring after 2 children were rescued from a rented house in Mailisita. The 2 boys, aged 16 and 17 years respectively, said they had escaped from the home where they had been locked in for the last 6 months, undergoing radicalization teachings. The boys were rescued following the intervention of members of public and local vigilante groups who monitored the situation and arrested the perpetrators.
Kwa majina naitwa Mugo Titus, naibu wa chifu ya area hii naitwa Menengai sublocation. Nimepigiwa simu asubuhi, nikaambiwa kuna watoto ambao wameshikwa hapa Mchanganyiko na wametoka pale Kiuguini. Kuna shule iko hapo na alifu ya kwamba kuna shule iko hapo inafanya radicalization ya watoto. Nimehoji hao watoto wakasema wamekuwa pale kutoka June na wamekuwa wakiteswa, na pia tumewaita askari, wamekuja, wamewashukua, na hilo jambo tutalifuatilia kwa sababu hatuwezi kubali watoto wawe wanadhulumiwa na kuna haki zao. Na kwa hivyo hilo jambo liko na askari na tunajua kwamba tutalifuatilia hata sisi katika upande wetu, tuhakikishe ya kwamba wenye hiyo shule ambayo tumearifiwa iko pale watashukuliwa hatua ya kisheria. Tungewaomba wazazi wawe waangalifu wakati huu, hasa wakati huu shule ambapo zimefungwa, waangalie watoto wao, na tunakashifu hicho kitendo kwa wale ambao walifanya hicho kitendo, kupeana watoto wao kwa shule kama hiyo, na tunaomba ya kwamba wazazi wawe waangalifu sana, kwa sababu tukijua kwamba wamepeana watoto jinsi ile tutawashukulia hatua ambayo inafaa, kwa sababu hatutakubali watoto wadhulumiwe. Wako na haki zao na lazima ziangaliwe na kila mtu.
Kwa majina naitwa Joyce Mugo, nimetoka hii mtaa ya Mchanganyiko. Mimi ni mzee wa chief ama nyumba 10 mwenye nimesimamia hii area, na kuna tokeo imetokea asubuhi na imekuja kutustua sana, maana watoto wawili wameletwa hapa, wamekimbishwa na watu wazima, ati wamepotea kwenye wamepelekwa kwa darasa la madrasa, na watoto wamechapwa kichapo mbaya sana, wamechapo vibaya sana, na wametuambia kulingana na venye tumewahoji ati ni kupotea, wamepotea kwa vile wanadhulumiwa hapo kwenye wamefungiwa.
Divisions have emerged in the Nyandarua County Assembly over a possible ouster motion against the County Governor Moses Kiarie Badilisha. A member of the Nyandarua County Assembly had moved to court seeking the removal of the governor over an alleged violation of the Constitution. In the petition, MCA Samuel Wainaina argues that the governor Badilisha has breached the law in many instances and even acted in full contempt of court laws. A group led by the majority leader in the county assembly, Mwangi Nyaga, and the minority leader, Mwangi Gichuki, have dismissed the petition, terming it a mere propaganda.
Among critical issues that have come to the public is that there is an insinuation that there is a motion to impeach the governor of Nyandarua. I would want to clarify that we are not seized of such a matter and that it is not on the floor of the House. It is not a motion that is within our knowledge, and we want to clarify to the general public and most specifically the people of Nyandarua that there is no such a move as the impeachment of the governor of Nyandarua. Even if it were to happen, then there are procedures and rules that govern such kind of a motion. So we
kama kiongozi wa walio wengi katika bunge hii, hiyo si ukweli, kwa maana hiyo hatujaipata. There is the right procedure. Yes, indeed, mtu anaweza kuwa na intention, but as an assembly hatujaipata. Most of the members they understand the procedures, hawajatoa ile mswada wa sign. Kwa hivyo let the people of Nyandarua treat it as just a hearsay, mambo ambayo ina uvumi katika social media. Na tunaangazia kama viongozi wa Nyandarua, tunaangazia mambo ambayo inasaidia watu ya Nyandarua, si kuangazia mambo ambayo haisaidii. At the moment we cannot afford kuwa na vita katika Nyandarua, kwa maana watu ya Nyandarua, they are very specific. They cannot entertain mambo ambayo ilifanyika in the past regimes, mambo ya vita na mambo ambayo we are very much working together.
Leaders of Nyandarua, and as a leader of this county, that we are tired, including our voters. We are tired to do with on things to do with impeachment, and the only impeachment that we can be discussing today or going forward is the impeachment to do with anybody who is a political sellout, especially on the issue of impeachment concerning our deputy president that happened some weeks ago, and the members of the public are waiting. They are eagerly waiting for 2027, so that they can set those people home concerning the issue of what happened to our kingpin. So as it is today, there is nothing to do with impeachment. What we want is development, and going forward we shall be bringing all the leaders together so that we can deliver to our people.
Yet a member of parliament, Robert Basil, has urged politicians to refrain from using hateful language that could incite violence and conflict that has in the past seen rescue centers and children's homes bear the brunt. Basil emphasized that during times of conflict, many, especially children, seek refuge in these centers, leading to overcrowding where the government does not provide adequate support for these families.
Before I joined politics, I was a UN staff. I've served as a UN professional in both Middle East, Africa, and also United States. And what I would say to my political class, please, this country deserves peace. And anyone who has never worked in an environment of post-conflict cannot understand this. And indeed, all politicians should refrain from inciting or contributing to chaos. Remember, Muli Children's Home is one of the very few homes that have deliberately and meaningfully supported vulnerable children who are actually products of war. And you can imagine the comprehensive package of services that are being offered here, from health services, education services, livelihood services, and even life skill services. So please, all those people who are perpetrating negative ethnicity, hatred, politicians who are doing so, I tell you, please, this country needs to be united, and we need to have inclusivity and ensure no negative ethnicity. Anything to divide our country should be greatly condemned.
Now to sports, Mombasa County FKF Chair-elect Alamin Abdallah has called on all football stakeholders to work together to raise the standards of football in the county. Speaking after being declared winner in a close contest, Abdallah said he will work with anyone ready to improve football for the benefit of Mombasa youth. He garnered 26 votes against incumbent Lilian Nandudu's 22. Mombasa County Football Association Secretary Salim Said got 8 votes. There are 60 delegates who voted in Mombasa. Abdallah said his first order of business is to open the FKF doors to all clubs in Mombasa.
Amin Abdalla, kura 26. William Nadundu Kazungu, kura 22.
Kwa milango yetu ya FKF, kwa all the teams za Mombasa zije tuondoe wrangles na zile leagues ambazo hazina issue. Naam, kwa hivyo hiyo ndio kitu cha kwanza tutafanya. Kitu cha pili tutaangalia infrastructure, masala ya viwanja, na kitu cha tatu ambacho pia tutahusika zaidi ni kuwa mambo ya youth pamoja na women leagues. Zote hizi ambapo hazijawahi kuchezwa zitaanza kuchezwa. Na unavyo hichi kikosi ambacho tumepita, wako ambao sio mrengo wetu, tutafanya kazi pamoja so that tuimarishe mpira wa Mombasa. Na introduce pia sub counties leagues ambazo zitaendea to all sub counties 6 zilizoko Mombasa County.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that is where we wrap our brief tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope that you're up to date with what is making headlines across the country. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Good night. Stay warm.